Hello and welcome to the Consolevania Top 100. I'm just phoning a taxi, hold on one sec. Hi, can I book a taxi for 20 to 4 please?
Is that long enough?
No. And where was the address, Ryan? So there we go. We're going to be leaving in less than half an hour, so we're not going to be going as long with this one. Let's get it underway. It's number 50 down to 41. It's finally happened, and I'm going to get it kicked off once I open up my list by telling you this.
I'm having rolls and potato scone on tiger bread rolls and some pineapple just because I fucking hate myself.
My number 50.
I finished my roll.
My number 50 is another racing game. It's a Japanese racing game. It's an absolutely fantastic racing game. It's the PlayStation 3 version of the game, even though I love it on the Saturn as well. And it's Initial D. Hill racing game, also a great arcade machine. You put the wee cards in. It's also a cabinet, as you would say. Initial D, that's my number 50.
Shadow next while you're eating.
It's not on my list, it's not on my list. I'm amazed by that. It's
Not on this at all?
You go. Well,
right, okay. I'm going to go for God of War II. Has it? It's already been mentioned?
No.
No, God of War 2.
First God of War game.
Kratos, I mean, what a great character. Anyway, get your mythology in there. It's one of those games as well that didn't feel like it was on rails. You know, it didn't feel like it, even though the world looked amazing. And who loves a boss battle? Everyone loves a boss battle. Are there any better boss battles than God of War 2? I'm now starting to think actually it should be higher up now, even saying that, thinking about some of the massive boss battles and the scale of it.
You mean lower down?
Lower down because of it?
Will I go?
Yeah, aye. If you want, aye. Let's let Ryan go.
I've only just smashed my list together, so it's actually a wee bit of a surprise to me every time I look at it. I'm going to go for another Amiga game, kicking off an Amiga game.
Nice.
Celtic Legends. Celtic Legends was a turn-based strategy game. You had wizards and cyclops and hydras and angels. It did the thing that Amiga turn-based strategy games do, where it was pretty fucking difficult straight away, but the art and design of it was beautiful, and it's one of the games that astonished me that there wasn't other iterations of it, because it was a great world that they managed to build. But it's a beautiful, great fun wee game that if you've got an emulator, then have a bash.
That's exactly what I was thinking, is there must be an emulator of that, immediately. That's exactly the kind of game that an emulator.
He immediately thought that.
I immediately thought it.
Well done,
said it.
My number 49 is a fantastic first-person shooter game that I could put on any day of the week and have a great time with. It's Quake III Arena. I want to go Quake III Arena. I have to say, if I'm flinging on a bit of Quake nowadays, I'll stick Quake Champion Zone as well, which is also fantastic. But I'm going to go back to my ideal Quake when I think about it. Quake III Arena. It's just perfect level design, perfect everything. Great fun, still great today. Stick it on Quake III Arena. Number 49 my list.
Do you go on your 49?
I normally go in order all the time. GameCube game, I hazard a guess, definitely this time, that this won't be on either of your lists. But it's a 3D platformer game, adventure platformer game, Vexx.
No idea.
Vexx was a wonderfully stylish and criminally underrated.
Is that the one with the claws?
Aye, so you could climb up things, and it was probably by today's standards not as big, but it was really expansive, and it all held together really well. It was really solid fun, and the different levels, like I still remember what the music levels, you could go across the bars of music and stuff, and it was just...
This is on your top 100?
Top 100 Vexx. One of the most underrated 3D adventure games.
What next? Fucking Gex? And it's getting that bad that somebody's going to stick fucking Zool on it next.
Well, thanks for that. Right, okay, my number 49. Actually, that's a nice follow-on from yours because, and I'll tell you why, but I'm going to go for black and white. We nod to Peter Molyneux up here, but actually there was a wee bit in it where you could grab people and throw them as well. Wouldn't you play with the whole concept of good and evil? How about that for a game, mate? Here's a game for you. It's the whole concept of good and evil. And do you know what? It doesn't matter if you're good or evil. Just play the game. You're a god. You can win it either way. I love that concept.
Michael Jackson said that once.
Black and white.
It doesn't matter if you're good or evil. Remember that
As
song?
long as you play the game, yada yada.
Black and white, slack and shite, man. Like,
Yes, mate.
Right.
Yes.
Peter
Want me
is
again?
watching.
Have you done 49?
no, you do your 49.
I've done my
He's done his
49.
49.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My number 48. One of the games that feels as if it should be low down, just because of the weight of the
You mean
title.
higher up?
No, I mean low.
Go back.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I mean. It's Half-Life. No, Half-Life was available obviously on every format imaginable, but I played it on the PlayStation 2 and I finished it at 7 o'clock in the morning one Sunday morning while you were asleep. On the bed. Just like one of the earlier videos, you were asleep. And
Callbacks. It's all about callbacks now,
and
isn't it?
even as the sun was coming up on a Sunday morning, it still manages to really, really creep me out. The end of that game, that alien world that you end up on in Half-Life really creeped me out. It's a cracker. Don't know how well it holds up nowadays, but yeah, it was a wonderfully imaginative adventure to go on. So Half-Life.
Sorry.
You going?
My number 48. It's a game that they'll probably be like, about being on my list. And I'm choosing this one just simply because I love the characters in this one. It's Dynasty Warriors 8. I love the Dynasty Warriors games anyway. And Dynasty Warriors 8 for me, I know it's not a lot of people's favourites. Dynasty Warriors 4 obviously is magic, stuff like that. But Dynasty Warriors 8, Dynasty Warriors 8, great fun. Sit down, just indulge yourself in some wonderful action-packed gameplay. Nothing too complex, beautiful artwork. Dynasty Warriors 8, I'm a big fan.
Right, anyway, that's far too simplistic a game. For my 48, I'm going for a much more for my number 48, I'm going for a much more complex game. Bobble. It's not very complicated at all, is it? Just highly addictive, brightly coloured fun. Who wouldn't enjoy that? One of the most, it's up there with Tetris for one of those games that you just can't, once you start, you're like, nah, I'm not going, gives a wee shot, and you're there for
It's
like
a great
hours.
choice, Bubble.
It should be on everyone's list because it's just classic
Couldn't
fun.
believe how high you have it in your list, Robert. Couldn't
What?
believe it. Bubble.
You mean how low?
How low or how high?
Do you mean, what do we mean anymore?
My 47. 47's now.
Yeah.
47?
My 47 is tactical board game style card battling game Culdcept. Culdcept is I'm going to stick in here maybe I don't know. I've played it on so many systems. Just stick any bit of footage up for this one, right? Culdcept is a massively underrated game over here in the West. It's a brilliant hybrid of board game and video game card battling with excellent art. No big own story or anything like that, but it's just something really satisfying about playing this great game. Culdcept is fantastic. Culdcept Revolt, the most recent one, of course.
Yeah, why you drop things on people's heads?
No. Culdcept is the one. Well, Culdcept's the one I reviewed recently on remember the 3DS one, which is like a wee Monopoly one. That's Deception, Devil's Deception.
Yeah.
Right. 47 somebody.
47?
Once that you go.
47, I'm going for Shadow Warriors. I played it on the Amiga. This one's a real just kind of, I'm really kind of harking back again. A lot of Amiga games, you just feel like you look through it with tinted glasses, and this one probably, do you know, I just love it. I just love it anyway. I don't care. I really enjoyed it. The baddies looked like they had a lot of edge to them. I think the original was Ninja Gaiden. It was the original Japanese version of it, but it was Shadow Warriors over here, and me and my brother used to play it for ages. And as a side-scrolling beat 'em up, it had good battle systems. You could throw the guys, lovely destructible backgrounds in it as well, and the music was absolutely pumping right from the start. Shadow Warriors on the Amiga. I played that.
Pumping.
Who was it pumping?
It was pumping.
Who was it pumping?
We don't talk about that part of my childhood. Me and my brother loved it.
Righto.
We were 27.
Ryan's number 47 is a arcade game. Kind of my timeline's a wee bit, my memory's a wee bit fucked up. I can't remember where I played it first, but it was definitely, and it started as life as an arcade, and it's Final Fight. Side scrolling, beat 'em up. I went Guy. Who did you go?
Probably.
Hagar.
Everyone went Guy.
I went Hagar.
Hagar. Big slow Hagar. So I think it was the main character. I'm fairly sure the main character was Cody, but I don't know anybody who ever went Cody.
Yeah.
Everyone
He was
went
like
Guy.
the Van Damme type jeans type of guy that none of the boys liked.
It was very of the era.
Yeah, but great fun. Swallow your money, nice and quick. I don't know what else to say about it. You know what Final Fight is. You'll see the footage. That's what Final Fight is, and that's on my top 100 because it was good fun.
Yeah.
Are we on to number 46?
46.
Go to
Wings.
the
A
band with
lot
Paul
of-
McCartney.
No.
Yeah, a bit of Paul McCartney Wings up here.
I enjoyed that.
Good,
Actually, that was
good,
really good. I'm
good.
glad we should mention more bands randomly in it. Obviously, World War
Can't put
One.
that in copyright. And
Oh no, it'll get blocked the video. Never mind.
Oh, will
Just
it?
put
Okay, well, you didn't see that. Wings, you know when we mentioned cannon fodder as well, like a really good war game gives you a cannon fodder.
Cadden fodder, you said.
I said cannon fodder. You can look it back. Cannon fodder.
CAD file.
Any good war game has emotional value to it, and Wings is absolutely no exception. I know a lot of people, this is probably their favourite game of all time in all fairness, so you might be a wee bit annoyed if it's quite low down. But I love games as well that had it. Listen, there's other people apart from you two in the world. This is what you maybe need to start learning.
So they say.
So you mentioned, but like games have like different playing modes as well, keeping themselves fresh. So it had the simulator bit to it, it had the shoot 'em up bit to it, it had the kind of 3D angle mode to it as well. So it kept itself nice and fresh. And then we saw that roster of people dying again, a bit like cannon fodder. Had that emotional edge and yet again another great soundtrack. Wings.
Whose turn is it?
Whoever it is, I'm ripping right into
It's
them.
my turn because I've swallowed. PlayStation
swallowed?
game. Big favourite of both mine and Robert's, I believe.
Number 46.
Number 46 on Ryan's top 100. Bushido Blade.
Whoa.
Garbage.
Absolute fucking
Garbage.
classic of a game. You just sit and you fucking stare each other out. One swipe and you're dead.
Oh,
No.
drama.
You get to pretend it's a game of tactics, but actually, most of Robert's ones are just pure luck. But yeah, it's an incredibly. I can't believe. Again, we keep saying it, but I can't believe there's not been a modern day Bushido Blade. How beautiful would that be to have a beautifully rendered Japanese background as you're staring each other down and take a swipe.
Yeah.
Fucking classic. A cracker.
Bring it on. My number 46 is another game that I know Ryan is definitely a fan of. And it is Rez. The PS4 version of Rez, please. Rez HD. Particularly with the amazing VR Area X mode, which is just something that everybody needs to experience at some time. Rez is just a great game. It's just an absolute modern classic. On rails shooter with a beautiful style about it and excellent music and just a sense when you're playing it that you're playing a work of art. Let's move on to number 45.
Finished.
As soon as you
Well
finish,
done.
do you do your 45?
I'll come straight in with 45.
Alright.
I'll come straight in with it. It's a Japanese RPG. It's Dragon Quest VIII. Dragon Quest VIII is a beautiful, cartoonish RPG with a wonderful story, very, very simple but engaging battle systems, a wee bit of monster training and stuff like that, and collecting monsters, but it's just a beautiful, charming world to be in. I love Dragon Quest VIII. It feels like it's low. I think it might be in the wrong place.
You feeling guilty?
Too late.
It's done.
I'm feeling bad now, it's done.
It's a stunner, an absolute stunner.
Yeah, you finished your roll, do you want to do your 45?
Yes, my number 45. I'm fairly sure I've done this with a few Nintendo games where I feel like I'm going to get a bit of a backlash for putting this where I'm putting it in the list, but number 45 is The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Again, it's another one. It's another Nintendo game that I wouldn't be surprised, but a lot of people would pick it as their favourite game of all time, and it is absolutely amazing, like amazing. I know that I'm talking to people who know stuff about games, so what more can you say about it? It was huge and immersive, and oh my god, the music, and it was just a wonderful Nintendo adventure.
Yep.
And it was for a long time the best Zelda game, but has now been surpassed.
My 45. Guys, do you remember North and South on the Amiga, by the way?
I do
you remember North and South
Yeah.
on the Amiga? It's one of those games that you say that to people and they go, oh, I used to love playing that because it was a fantastic game. You know, making the American Civil War look like a right laugh that it really obviously was. But what a great way to kind of swap up turn-based gameplay with real-time gameplay as well. You take over the cavalry, you take over the infantry at different times and battle your mates, and then strategically put yourselves around that map of America. But yet again, different game modes in it as well, keeping it fresh. It wasn't just the same thing all the time. You could storm those wee castles, storm the trains, and then back to your real-time battles and things like that. And you could, the two-player mode was fantastic as well. You could start at different eras.
That's a great game.
Just brilliant gameplay and varied gameplay, and a great looking wee game as well.
You're an Amiga owner, you had to have North and South.
Yeah. The Amiga's the best, man. Amiga's the best.
44.
44.
I'll do it, mate.
Go.
I'll give a fuck. It's Chrono Trigger. No Chrono Cross. Chrono Trigger. No. Hold on, wait a minute.
Maybe it is.
Chrono Trigger's the first one.
It's Chrono Cross.
Chrono Cross? Really?
No Chrono Trigger. It's Chrono Cross. It's Chrono Cross. No, it's Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross is I think massively underrated because people love Chrono Trigger so much. They love it to the extent that they'll even say the name accidentally when they think the Chrono Cross.
Chrono, get it right, mate.
But Chrono Cross is a brilliant fucking story with a brilliant twist in it, with a brilliant collection of characters in it. And it's really deep in that time on the PlayStation 1 when there was just something about their RPGs. On the PlayStation 1 there was a wee period there where they just fucking shone with magic.
It was one, I would say that Chrono Cross is one of the games, and I mean this as a compliment, that killed JRPGs for me, because when I played Chrono Cross I thought, well, it's going to be like this every time. Every time I play in a JRPG it's going to be this astonishing and indifferent, and it isn't.
No.
It's a one-off.
Yep. So that's Chrono Cross for me. That's my 44.
44.
I'll go number 44. Let's see if you take a game that's 100% fun. Try and think of a game that's 300% fun, and you've got WarioWare Incorporated.
Oh wow.
On the advance. Oh, span it. Just minigames. That's what it is. Just fucking minigames. You pass it to each other if you're playing with each other, and it's unbelievably good fun. Unbelievably good fun. What a toy. What a company.
Yeah, that's the second appearance for WarioWare on this list.
I think you picked the GameCube.
Twisted.
Didn't you?
WarioWare
You picked
Twisted.
My 44 is, yet again, no surprise, another Amiga title. I think, did you mention this? I don't think you've mentioned it. I think we just happened to have spoken about it in the last year. Utopia. on the Amiga, and it's the game that got me into strategy games. I think actually, I love the concept of it. I love the way the music as well. Just felt like it built gradually. It's actually just a beautiful looking game and just great fun. And it was another one that you had to have if you had an Amiga. Simple as that. You played Utopia, didn't you?
Oh, I played it recently as well, and I've emulated it, and the map is tiny.
Did you? Yeah, well, that's it. It was really small, and actually you had to get everything obviously spot on, didn't you? And I remember nearly completing it, and I'd sent my spaceships over to the aliens to destroy them, but I left that fuel transmitter, and I couldn't get rid of it while I had spaceships, and they'd killed the aliens, so I couldn't get rid of this one building and create the one building that I needed to create Utopia.
We can fast forward this.
And I've never really gotten over that, but thanks for listening to it.
Robert.
My 43, oh my god, I've just realised there's a hell of an amount of RPGs in this 10 for me, and it's another PlayStation 1 game, it's Suikoden. Suikoden is the RPG that allows you to do mass battles. A beautiful, clever system for doing army battles against armies, along with the individual battle system. Very clever. But my favourite part of it is being able to recruit other people for your wee castle, chefs and all sorts of stuff, collecting all the characters. Suikoden is just a fucking delight.
I would have put my house I would have put this house on Suikoden being in your top 10. So
wow.
I've not got a clue. I've not got a clue what's happening.
We'd have lost your house, yeah.
Well, I mean, but like we say, all these games, on the list at this point one, it's just all gold. It's all gravy in it.
43?
Yep.
43, well, talk about gravy. A lot of people are going to be interested that this one's down here, and there'll be a reason for it, but it's Super Mario Kart 64. In this case, probably one of the best multiplayers, certainly on the N64. Proper party gaming that Nintendo do so well, but it was another game that made me get a console. I thought, well, you've got to have that. So, but Super Mario Kart 64, and that's a wee hint that I might have other Super Mario Karts to come, maybe. Because that is low, because it is such a good game.
You?
Would you agree?
Number 4, no, it's the worst one. It's the worst one. What's not great?
Yeah, I agree.
No, it's not great.
But they're all good.
Number 43, it's the arcade experience that was Gauntlet 2. I also played Gauntlet 2 on Amiga for hours and hours and hours and hours, and it was just always felt like you were cheating because you had to kind of tag team the continues to keep yourself alive.
Yeah.
But it was relentlessly difficult Gauntlet 2, but it was great fun. It was great fun, and you did occasionally obviously have to leave it lying for a while and get all the walls to turn and exits because you'd get stuck. There'd be wee glitches and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great kind of wee different experience.
Well, let's go for fun straight to horror here with my number 42.
What a father you must be.
Which is Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is a fantastic game, very, very desperately depressing. Introduced Pyramid Head, of course, an iconic video game figure. I don't need to say it, you know what Silent Hill 2 is, it's my number 42.
Well, I don't like horror games that much, they're too scary for me, which is why my number 42 is Supercars 2, which you mentioned. Just a great wee game, looks fantastic. All the upgrades and stuff on it, really addictive. You were right, once you got too fast, it was flawed, but the gameplay in it other than that was just
He's
fantastic.
Amiga daft this game.
I'm a wee bit Amiga daft.
He's Amiga daft. What's your 42?
My number 42 is fucking feels low.
Oh, or high.
Or high. It's Portal.
Previous one. For momentum.
He feels low, I would say.
So
No
there's
spoilers, but Portal's not on my list.
It's not on your list. Jesus Christ, I've not got a clue what you're putting in. There's no game like Portal. I even liked Portal 2. Let's not get into it, we've not got the time because the tax is going to be here.
Right.
I even enjoy Portal 2, but Portal is perfect. Just about perfect. You can sit and play it in one sitting, and it's funny and it's touching and it's so imaginative, and it's just an absolute fucking cracker.
It changed the game.
Just about perfect.
What did it change though?
The game
affected nothing.
Just said it changed
Well,
the
it
game.
affected how narrative was
Narrated.
conveyed. And
41. Let's see if we get any big ones coming to here. Portal's quite a big one. What's your 41, Jerry?
It's a cabinet game, flight simulator.
Oh, for fuck's
Flight simulator. That was a cabinet game, and the interesting thing was like everyone loves a cabinet game, but this it would rotate and spit afterburner.
What is it actually, Jerry?
It's an Amiga game. Biplanes.
What? How many fucking games on the Amiga about planes has he got in his top 100?
The Amiga, do you know what? You're right. Actually, I don't think I ever played any. I don't like games
so
that are
that's
about
the
planes
two-
except if they were on the Amiga.
on all of, so that's the top two ever freeware, shareware Amiga games that are on the list, because I picked up Extreme Violence and you've picked Biplanes.
Wow.
Biplanes is just amazing.
Oh,
That
yeah,
might be
these are
the
good
most addictive thing I've ever played.
These are good games.
So good.
There's no argument. There's no argument, Jerry, actually. These are
Thank
good
you.
games. 41,
Me,
if you want.
he's got something big. He's got something
I'll
big.
get something big.
I might be surprising to you. I have decided to go for, and it's really tough decision at this stage because obviously everything on the list is incredible. But I have picked for my number 41. Take the A-Train 3, which was internationally known as A-Train. And it was the first ever A-Train game that I played on the Amiga.
He loves A-Train.
I adore it. I absolutely feel like I'm nearly going to get emotional if I don't like really talk like a gruff hard man.
Get emotional.
But it's just it's like a friend. Really, it's like a friend. I spent so many nights just me and A-Train playing through the night. Entire days I would play. And I spent so many Christmases because when Christmas comes around, it's Christmas in the game. But it's my favourite world building game out of all of them, and as I say, Take the A-Train 3 was the first exposure I had to the A-Train franchise, so it was on new to me for a while. So I've still got all these paper maps that I drew. I must have said this before in Consolevania, but I've got all these paper maps that I drew, and I had to figure out my train routes and stuff like that, and I took it really seriously. I absolutely love it.
It was like a friend,
Well done, Art Dink.
and you don't play it anymore.
My number
Well, I've
40.
lost all my saves, son. I've lost all my
Did you
saves.
lose them
Aye, they're all gone. So
My number 41 is a massive blockbuster game. It's an Xbox game. I don't have too many Xbox games on my list, and it's Halo.
It looks like.
Halo, there was a time when Halo actually mattered, when Halo actually felt like a significant thing. Now it's just another franchise, it's just another thing that you might see a trailer at E3 and who knows, but there was a time when Halo represented something. It was a launch title that absolutely booted the Xbox into life. A lot of people that weren't really very interested, suddenly they played Halo and their minds were blown. I still think that the multiplayer in that first Halo game is just a beautiful thing, a mind blower. I still think there are sections of that game that just completely stand up. And yet, still only my number 41, Halo.
I wasn't sure if you were going to have Halo on your list.
I had to because I played the hell out of it, and my love for Halo was what made me buy Halo 2, was what made me buy Halo 3, and was what made me waste my money on an Xbox One so that I could continue to play Halo. So, but it all goes back to
I think
Halo.
an awful lot of games franchises, you just play the first one and then just fucking ignore everything that happens after. Because the first one's when it's all new and it's a completely new world and experience that they're built for you.
Except of God of War II that I mentioned in my top 10.
But it existed, the original Halo existed at a time where it wasn't the Halo that it is now. It wasn't it was just one segment of what made the Xbox great.
Is that your taxi?
What's happening?
Hello?
It's a taxi.
Aye, hello? Aye, I did. Oh, it's outside, right, cheers, that's a taxi ride, right. Okay, thanks now, bye now, bye-bye.
There you go.
Perfect, we'll catch you later.
And that's the top 50 down to 41. Back us on Patreon and watch episodes of Consolevania if you want. Thanks for watching.